Hello.
Hi everyone, very good morning and good evening. Sorry for the delay, guys. Just a minute, let's start the session. For that, share my screen. Okay, so in the last sessions, what we have done, so just we loaded the data from our local system to our Snowflake tables, right? So when we are doing that, whatever the files is available here, like text file and then CSV file. So we have loaded into the Snowflake, right? That's the thing what we have done. When we are using user interface options in graphical user interface options, when you log into the Snowflake, which is the default option which is available, there is a limitation. Let me log into our account. Let me show you here. Yeah. And so when you log in here, if you observe, what you observed is, see this one, what we have done in the previous session. We created a database. Within the database, we created a table. And for this particular table, we have loaded the data without writing any query, right? And we have used, if you go to the database, inside the database, we have a table. We have utilized load table option, right? Load table option we have implemented, right? So then, so so once we have implemented this load table option, so then it has been so given the multiple options like loading the data from the so source file and then file format and load options. Based on the selection, the data has been loaded. So when it is implemented, what exactly it has done in the backend is these are the three steps. File to stage, it has loaded the data from our file to local stage area. This we will call it as a snowflake stage. Once it is loaded the data to the stage, from the stage, it's loaded the data to the table. This is the process. For that, these are the execution, the script it has generated by default. Now, so here, when it is doing by using these interface options, there is a limitation. If your file is, for example, greater than 100 MB file, if it is greater than 100 MB file, this user interface option will not work. Then, so you have to use, so manually, so you have to use CLI. We used to call it as a CLI or command line interface, or we will call it as a SNOWSQL. By using SNOWSQL, or CLI, command line, Snow CLI, command line interface, we have to work with that. If your file is greater than 100 MB file, so that is the so restriction here. So what we are having. So now, so if you like, for example, if you observe this here, so what exactly is happening now? So to work with a CLI, how to like connect it to CLI, so how to work with this, we will see that now here. So one thing remember, if you are trying to use this option, load table option, there is a restriction. If the file size is greater than 100 MB, it won't work. And at the same time, in the worksheets, if you are trying to run put command and get command, put is to upload the files, to upload files, and get is to download file, download files. In these two situations, put and get situations, our CLI will not work. In these two situations also, sorry, our user interface will not work. In these two situations, when you are using a put command to upload the files, when you are using get command to download the files, you have to go with a CLI. User interface will not work. This is another certification question. Put and get commands will not work in our user interface. Let's observe this also practically. Now, so our requirement is by using this CLI implementation or SNOWSQL, we are going to load the data to the table without using GUI options, without using user interface load table option. We will connect it to CLI and we will try to implement it. Now, so why we need to connect it to CLI? Let's observe. If you wanted to load the data into the table, so what we need to do? The file, it should be in a stage first. File should be available in a stage. When it is coming to the stage, right, at this moment, remember that stage is temporary area for cleansing kind of activities. Okay, now when it is coming to the stages, we have three types of stages. If you observe, see this one, these are the three types of stages available in Snowflake. One is table stage, user stage, and named stage. Named stage. user stages, table stages, and named stage. When today we are going to concentrate on user stage. User stage represented with @ symbol. Table stage with @ table name. That is the syntax. And then named stage with the @ stage name. And when it is coming to user stage and table stage, no need to create manually. Automatically, whenever the user is available, user stage will be created. When the table is available, table stage will be created. It means if you observe here, we have a user. Who is the user here? Snowflake 8 is the user, right? Like that, we can create n number of users. Let's assume we are all working under one project. This is our project URL account to log in, and every person will have a different username and different password to log in, right? The same way, when every person is having the username and password, every user will have a user stages. User stage represented with @ symbol. For example, if you wanted to see that, list @ symbol. Now observe this word, list @ you can able to see the stage. This is related to the worksheet, but there is no files here. But we didn't created this, right? We didn't created this, and we created a table in the previous session. When the table is available, table stage also it will be available. If you observe, list @%emp. This is the syntax. Now if you observe, list @ table name. Just a minute. Okay, it is available in class database. Connected to the database. See this one, which database we are in? Snowflake sample database. That's why it is telling that does not exist or not authorized. Now let's connect it to that. If you wanted to connect it to specific database or specific schema, you can use these options. You can use these options. Otherwise, directly you can come here and then select this and set as a context. When you set as a context, directly it will connect it to that particular schema and then database. Now, so in this particular schema, we have a table EMP. Now observe this one. This is a stable stage. This we didn't create it, but still it is available. But it's a empty stage. We don't have anything here. And then table stage is available. User is there. User stage is available. And we will have a named stage also. Named stage we need to create separately. We need to manually, we need to create it. It will not be available default. Now, so let's concentrate on the user stage. User stage. User stage represented with @symbol. The purpose of user stage is why we will have three different stages. User stage will have user level restriction. User level restriction. Table stage, table level restriction. We will come to that. Named stage, there is no restriction. We don't have any restriction for a named stage. But user stage will have user level restriction. Table stage will have table level restriction. What it mean by that? For example, when you are processing some confidential files, if you don't want to give that to other users, so you don't want to give the access to other users, then you can use the user stage area. Some confidential files when you are processing, you don't want to give it to the other users, then we can give it to user stage. Then we can implement user stage area. One user files, cannot be accessed by other users. For example, Suzanne, we are all working in one account, one project. We will have a different users. When I am handling one file, I will think that this file should not be given access to others. Then I will utilize my user stage area. If I keep some files here in this particular user stage area, then other users cannot able to access. Other users cannot able to access. That is the main intention behind user stage. Okay. Now let's come to this. For example, what we will do is
Hey,
now
Dinesh.
is yes,
Hello.
yes.
Why, first of all, stage is required? We are going into the details of table stage, user stage, and name stage. Why we
Mm,
need a stage?
Stage is a temporary area for our cleansing kind of activities. So without stage, we cannot able to load the data into the table. So in previous session also, if you observe, first it kept the file into the stage area. From the
Yes.
stage, it has copied the data to the table. For example, you will have 100 files, but you don't want to process 100 files.
That's
In the
a
100
architectural
files,
requirement.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
If you have 100 files, in that, so only 50 files is a valid. Remaining 50 files you don't want to process. All this kind of like cleansing kind of activities, we can able to do it in a stage area. That's why, so mandatory, without stage, we cannot load directly to the table. First, we need to keep the file to stage area, then from the stage to the table. This is the process. Okay. So now, so let's observe this. Our requirement is, so we have a file here. We have some files here. Okay. We will pick any one file. When you have a file here, this particular file, our requirement, we wanted to load the data into our Snowflake tables by using user stage area, by using user stage. We don't want to use our user interface options. By using user stage, we wanted to do that. Then what is the first step we need to perform? First step is file to the stage, right? Where the file is available, this is the location. This is the location where our file is available, right? And so let's come to this. So what we need to do exactly? So what we have to do is three-step process. So first we'll create a table structure, create a table structure, load the file into the stage first, then copy the data from the stage to the table, right? In this process, copying the data from stage to the table, we can restrict according to our requirement. We can like unnecessary files we can avoid it, and then only valid data we can pick, invalid data we can ignore, and then we can truncate the columns. All this is possible in from moving the from the stage to the table. Okay, we will see one by one now. So if you wanted to load the data, now what we need to do? So first let's create a table. If you wanted to create a table, you can able to do it by using this create table option also, right? Here we have come to the table. So here you can click on a create. Here also you can create a table, right? Or you can come to the worksheet. Here you can so write the script, like you write the statement, create table, like a table name. So we'll if already it is connected to the class database public schema, no need to mention this, right? If it is there also, no issues. Create or replace table. Table name I am giving as emp underscore user, because we will understand that we are working with a user stage area. Okay, emp underscore user. And we have column names and data types. We have column names and data types here. Now let's create a table. Due to time constraint, I'm just copying the things from the script and then I'm executing here. When you are practicing, right, my so request will be, please don't copy and paste. So please type each and every command. Then we will remember each and everything. Now observe this. What we are doing, create a replace table. Just we are creating a table structure with the column names and data types. So based on the structure, how you will understand the structure need to be created. If you observe the data, based on the data, so we are going to create a table structure here. Once the table is created, observe this, we created a table. Now the table structure is available. Table is available. Now what is the next step? The table structure is available. We wanted to load the data to this particular table. Before loading the data to this table, the file should be available in our stage area. File should be available in stage. To do that, user stage we are going to use. If you observe list at the rate tilt symbol, this is related to user stage. See this one? Do we have any files here? No, we don't have any files. We wanted to keep the file into the stage area. To upload the file into the stage area, we are going to use put command here. Now observe this one. This command you can modify according to your path. Here, let me keep it here. And this one, right? This is related to the path. This one. So let's remove this and then I will use the path here. So put file and then we are going to give the path. After that, we are telling that keep that file, upload that file into this particular user stage area. If you wanted to pick the path, come to the location where you keep the file, and when you are practicing guys, don't keep that in a desktop, keep it in any OneDrive. And when you are giving a folder names, don't give any spaces. If you have spaces in the folder name, sometimes the path will not be accepted. Path will not accept. If you wanted to pick the path, what you need to do is select it and then hold your shift button and right click. You will get a option called copy as path. See this one, copy as path. Now path we have copied. Come here and give the path here. When you are giving the path, no need of double quotes. Remove that. What I have done here, just I have copied the path from the location, and so we are telling that put this particular from this particular path, pick the employee1.csv file and then put that file into this particular user stage area. That is the meaning of this, right? Now observe this main important thing. If I try to run this in our user interface, this is our user interface, right? When you are trying to run this here, observe, is it going to run or not? What it is telling? See this, command is not supported from UI. Command is not supported from your user interface. The command is not supporting, right? This is put command. Put command is not supporting. Then how to work with this? Put command and get command. So what we discussed? So we have to work with CLI, command line interface, or SNOWSQL, right? So, first, like a 2 to 3 sessions, if you understand the data loading part, how to work with the data, these stage areas. After that, remaining everything will be easy, guys. So again, we want to go to the CLI and everything. So first we need to understand this process, then remaining all the futures and then all the Snowflake implementations will be very easy. So please practice on daily basis. Now, so what we have done, we have to load the data from this particular file path, but I mean the file I have to load into this particular user stage area. To do that, user interface is not accepting. Then what you need to do is we need to connect to command line interface. Now observe this, how to connect to command line interface. What you need to do is go to help here, click on a help, click on download option. When you click on download option, you can able to see CLI Snow SQL. Observe this one. Just a minute. right? What you observed? CLI or Snow SQL, right? So just click on Snowflake repository. It will take you to the folder. Click on the folder. You can select, and here you can download the latest version. How you will understand that? The timestamp, right? See this one, 2022 10. This is the latest version, I think, right? So other than that, we don't have anything. 2022, let it be. So now just click on that. It will not take much time. Within like so 2 to 3 seconds it will download it. Now it's downloaded here. If you wanted to install, just click on that. That's it. And then select. Already I have installed. That's why it is asking, do you want to install it again? I don't want to. So I don't want to override it. So I will cancel it. So I'm going to cancel. Then finish. It will not ask any settings. Just click on next, next, next. What you need to do? You need to go to here. Again, I am showing. Go to the help. Click on a download. Click on this first option, CLI client, Snow SQL. Click on the Snowflake repository. Then you will get a folders. Inside the folder, if you go inside the folder, you can able to see the latest version. Download the latest version. Once you have downloaded, then so you can just click on that, it will be installed. Once it is installed, to cross check, what you can do is you can come to CLI. For example, come to the command prompt here, CMD, command prompt, click on that. Now observe, what you need to do is you need to type Snow SQL space minus a, minus a means account, and again space, you have to give account details. Your account details are from here to here, guys. See this one, from here to here. If you have AWS, you can select AWS. If you have Azure, dot, so you have select Azure dot. So until, before the dot of Snowflake computing, from starting of this after the slashes HTTPS, so from that to before dot snow, right? So you have to select your account. This is your account details. This is a unique details for everyone. If it is a sometimes, if you connect, if you try to create a account with Azure, you will have a Azure like dot, the region name will be there. The same way, if it is AWS dot region name will be there. It depends, okay, from where you are creating an account. Now this is the account details for us. Now just I have copied and then right click. See this, what I am doing? Snow SQL space minus a I have given. Minus a means account, and then again space I have given account details. When you are connecting, right, don't give semicolon here. It's not required. Just hit enter. Just enter. When you enter, in some of your systems, you will get log error notifications. Two errors you will receive, two lines, log error notification. You can ignore it. No need to worry about that. And if you get the username, then it is everything is fine. It's installed properly in your system. If you get a username. So what is the username here? So how I logged in here? So with this user interface, Snowflake 8 is the username, right? I will give same username, Snowflake 8. This is the username. After the username, enter. Now it is asking password. When I am typing password, see this, I am typing password now. It is not showing anything. It is not moving the cursor also, right? Don't worry about that. It is like that. Due to security, it will not allow, it is not moving, and it is not going to display anything. Sometimes it will, some other systems it will display stars, or it will like move the cursor. But here, when you are typing a password, it will not move the cursor, or you cannot able to observe whether I am typing or not, right? Just type your password and then hit enter. Now observe this. What happened? Snowflake 8 user, it's connected to Snowflake 8 user, but there is no warehouse, no database, no schema. Observe this. Here also, if you try to connect it to new worksheet, once you logged into the Snowflake 8 user account, when I click on plus symbol, see this one, this is default warehouse which I created, it's selected, but there is no database, there is no schema. You need to select the schema, you need to use the database, and you need to use the schema, right? And then you need to use this particular virtual warehouse. The same way, when you connect to the new worksheet, it is asking, right? So which virtual warehouse I have to use, which database I have to use, which schema we have to use. The same way here also, here everything will be like options, user interface options, right? But here in the CLI, everything by using a commands. Now observe this one, use, what we need to use, virtual warehouse, right? That is, see this one, warehouse, use warehouse. What is the warehouse name? This is the warehouse name. Here we required semicolon. When you are connecting the account, no need of semicolon. And when once it is connected to the Snowflake, then we require a semicolon. Now observe this one. Now warehouse is selected. Now what about the database? Database also use database. See this one. When you are typing, it will suggest us database. Which database we need to connect? The class, right? Use the database name, right? So we connected to, so database and then database name. Clear, right? Now it's connected to this virtual warehouse, this database, this schema, and then this is the user. Now normally how you are going to like the play with the in user interface, selecting the queries, selecting the database and writing the queries, the same thing you can able to do it here also. If you wanted to see the tables, we can use show tables. What are the tables it is available in the database? See this one, show tables. If you wanted to see data inside this table, EMP table, we can use select star from EMP, right? See this one, you can able to see that, right? But everything you need to write a commands. But here in the user interface, no need to write a commands here in the user interface. But here everything you need to write a command, and you don't have any shortcuts here, and it will like have the the options. Now okay, fine. So why we connected to our CLI? To run put command, to run put command. What we are trying in this put command, we are going to keep the file from our local system to the stage area. Which stage area it is? User stage area. Now let's copy this one, come here and then right click. Observe this, just hit enter. When you hit enter, see this one, what it is telling, this is a source, this is the target. How the target it has been zipped, observe this one. In the previous session, there is a auto compression enabled, right, by default. See this, when the Snowflake is keeping the files, automatically it will be zipped in the gz format. And observe that target compression gzip, and then observe the status it is telling that it is uploaded. What it is telling, it is uploaded. Once you upload the file here, you can able to see that file list at the rate tilt. This is a stage, right? User stage area. See this one, these are related to worksheets, whatever the worksheet we are opening. And then this is related to the file. Observe the file name, and then observe this MD5. More importantly, we will also going to discuss about this. This is some hexadecimal number, automatically it will be generated, okay? And So we have the date when the file has been loaded into this particular stage area. In this stage, now we have a file, right? First step is done. What we have done till here, just we have loaded the data from file to the stage area. That's it. File to stage area. First, we created a table structure. We created a table structure. Then by using a CLI, we kept the file from our local location to our stage area, user stage area. Now in this user stage area, it is available. If you observe here also now, you can able to see that we kept the file. The file is available. Now what we need to do from here, from this particular stage, we wanted to load the data to the table. Just we kept the file in the stage area only, but we didn't pull that to the table. See this one. So still it is a 0. We don't have any data here. Is the file we have moved to the stage. From the stage, we wanted to load the data to the table. For that, what we have to do is we have to use copy command implementation. Now, at this, like today, just concentrate on these two lines remaining two. So we will discuss about the later, the first two lines. Okay. Now observe this one. What we are going to do is you can run it here, the command, or you can run in here also. Both are similar, but put command will work only here in our CLI. So remaining everything you can able to work within user interface also. What we are doing, copy into table. Observe the command, copy into table. We are copying into the table emp user table from stage area, from at the rate tilt user stage area. From this particular user stage area, we are trying to copy the data to this particular table. This particular table. And so we have file format. So file format, why we need to mention, if you remember in previous thing, so we have mentioned file format, right? CSV, type equal to CSV. This is a default thing. If you can give or you don't give also, that is fine. And then if you remember, skip header equal to 1. Skip header equal to 1. And then type equal to CSV. This is a CSV file format. And then skip header equal to 1 we are mentioning. We are mentioning in a when you are giving a copy command itself, right? Now let's observe this one. When you are executing, when you are trying to execute it, what it will do is what is available in this particular stage, user stage area, it will be copied into this particular table, right? Now observe this. We are going to run this one. See this, what it has done. If you observe this related to worksheets, you can ignore and observe this file. 4 rows parsed, 4 rows loaded. And if you try to load same thing one more time, now if you observe the data has been loaded into the table. See this one, data has been loaded into the table, right? First time. If I try to run same thing one more time, observe what will happen. It will not allow you to load same file one more time into the table. See this, copy executed with 0 files processed. The reason behind this is because of MD5 function. Internally, it is going to understand whether this particular file name and then MD5 function, whether it is loaded into the table or not. If it is already loaded, it will not allow you to load one more time. If you try to execute the same command by using user interface, so CLI also, now observe this, sorry, we'll copy the command, Then come here. It's not copied properly. Otherwise, let me type. What we will do? Copy into table, EMP table, from which stage area, at the rate, tilt symbol, right? And then, so what is that? File format. So file format is, so this one, right? Just give this from file format equal to this one. Okay? Then right click. Observe this one. Same command we are giving here also. Right? See this one. What is selling? Copy command executed, but copy command executed, but zero files processed, because the file which you are trying to process employ one file. So from this particular stage which it is available, already it has been loaded to the table. Once it is loaded, it will not allow you to load one more time. Just remember this. We are going to discuss more on this particular topic in the next session also. We will see how to process multiple files, how to process only the valid file, how to identify the invalid file. All these things we will see one by one implementation. Now what we understand here, so we have like just 3 steps, right? Remember, in it 3 steps. First, what we have done, we created a table structure, then we have loaded the file from our local system to stage area, user stage area. Then we have used a copy command, right? In this process, when you are loading the data from our local file to the table, which user stage we are using here? User stage is this user stage. Which stage we are using? We are using a user stage area. We are not using table
Dinesh, I have a
stage.
doubt.
Yes,
What if there are multiple files in that the stage? Like we
mm,
are not specifying which file we have to load here.
that's what I said. So we can able to process multiple files. We can restrict to only specific file. We can pick multiple files, or we can identify all the error files, valid files, all those things also. We will see that that is possible. There is a command for that. That's why I said that we are going to discuss that in the next session. So this one, you have a pattern option. As to ignore this, we will so see that later. By using a pattern option, right, we can able to pick the specific file. That option is there.
Okay,
We will
okay,
see one by one. If I discuss everything so at the same time means, so you'll get confused. That's
okay,
why.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, so fine. So here, see this, what we have done, we have just loaded, right? But so how we have loaded? So by using a copy command implementation. Here we are using a user stage area. All right, we have a user stage, we have a table stage, we have a name stage, but we have used user stage. What is the main intention behind using the user stage? User stage, there is a restriction of user level restriction. It means if any other user logged in, and then if they try to access this particular user stage, so they will not able to see the particular file. For example, we have loaded the data into the table, but even if you see the stage area, user stage, see this, still file is available, right? If other user wanted to use the file, they cannot able to do that. Let me show you quickly how to create a user. Again, later also we will come to this particular topic. Just for the example, I am doing the user here, creating a user. We will discuss in depth more in the role-based access control when we are working with that. Just I am creating a new username as called a test user, and then I'm giving some password, and then test user we are creating. Sorry, I don't want to change the password. Login name also test, remaining let it be warehouse. Which warehouse we created here? Dev underscore virtual warehouse, and then default role we can give it to account admin, and then finish. Now we created a new user along with the Snowflake 8. So we have another user called test user, right? Okay. Now let's observe this one. Let's log out and then log in with that particular user. See this? Now we are logging out, logged out, and try to log in with my test user, new user. Suppose, so now I kept some files in my user stage area. Now you are trying to log in into the same account. So with your username and password, test, and then I have given the password. And I logged in. This is a new user. It will take us to the default Snowsite view. If you wanted to go with this classic user interface, you have an option here. Go to classic UI. Let me go to the profile here, classic UI, save. Okay, so once it is done, log out and then try to log in again. WLCN. Let me log in with the username now. This is the account details, but we are going to log in with test. Then observe this. So this one. Now we logged in with a test user, right? And this user can able to see the database, can able to see the tables. He can able to see the data in the table, right? And then data in the users table, right? EMP user stage. He can able to see that. But if you try to observe, set as a context, now list the rate tilt symbol. This user stage is different, other user stage is different, right? Now try to execute it. See this one. Can we able to see the file which I kept by using Snowflake 8 user? I cannot able to see that particular file. That's the same way. Let's assume that you will have a Gmail account will be there. Every user will have a different Gmail username and then password. But whatever the like space given to you, it not be shared to others, right? It will be a unique, right? It is accessed for the your user only with your username and then login. When you logged in, it is separately for your username only, right? The same way here. If you observe here, you cannot able to see that particular file. That is a restriction of the user level restriction. If you keep it in a user stage, only the specific user only can able to access. Other users cannot able to access. Other users cannot able to access the files. Now let me log out, and then if I try to only the files remaining everything they can able to access. Now let me log into the our original account Snowflake 8, and then observe this. When you log in again here with the Snowflake 8 user, you can able to see list at the rate tilt. The file still it is available here, right? Still it is available. So what we have done here in this session, whatever the file it is available in our local system. By using a user stage area, we have loaded the data to the table. To do that, first we created a table structure, and then we have loaded the file by using a put command. We have loaded the file to the stage area, user stage area. To use this put command, so we cannot able to run it in a user interface. To put command, we have to work with our this CLI implementation. For that, what we have done, we have downloaded the CLI, then we connected by using SNOWSQL -a space -a and then account details. SNOWSQL space -a space account details we have given. We didn't given any semicolon here. Just when you enter, it will ask the username. I have given the username. Then I have provided the password. Then it will be connected to this one, right? The same implementation again and again we are going to do in the next session, and so next to next session also. Don't worry about this, you will be very familiar with this. So once it is connected, we are using the warehouse name, we are using the database, we are using the default schema. Then we are going to implement the put command here. Once we executed the put command, the file will be uploaded. Once the file is uploaded, it will be available in a stage. Once the file is available in the stage, then we can able to implement a copy command. We can, once the copy command, it has been loaded the file, one file, the same file we cannot able to load one more time. How to load? If you forcefully, if you want to load, there is a option. In that particular stage, you will have a multiple files. Like if you observe here, we have 3 files here. How to load all the 3 files? In F3 files, how to load any specific file, and how to ignore error related file, how to identify the errors from the file, so how to load only valid data from a file. All these things also we are going to discuss in the next session, guys. So till today, so what we have done, so please practice. If you wanted to come out from this, just use this one, quit. You have to use quit, then it will come out from the Snowflake. And then if you wanted to exit from the command prompt, just type exit. That's it. Okay. So now, so let's come to the questions in the chat window. Okay. And see any questions here. Okay. Any questions, guys, from anyone?
Sir, I have one question, sir.
Yes, Pramod, tell me.
Sir, I mean, before we are using put command, you told me we need to create a stable structure yes, for loading external data. So in table structure, number of columns for table structure and number of columns are for the external file. Both need to be same, or is there any?
It's not like that. If you don't have the same structure also, we can able to load a specific columns also. That also we will see that in the next. I will show you. If the number of columns is mismatching, how to handle that. Okay.
What are the data types also, sir?
Yes. Yes.
And one more, sir. Sir, MD5 is unique, sir.
MD5 is always it is a unique.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, all the files what we are using here, what you can able to see it here in the folder, right? So the complete the assignment file, and then the files, like all these things for your practice purpose, it will be uploaded in a drive. The complete thing whatever we are discussing along with the video, it will be uploaded in a drive. You can, please, if you don't have any access, please reach the organizer, they will give the access to you. If they by mistake, if they miss the giving the any access to anyone, please.
Dinesh, I have
Yeah,
a couple of
accessing the
questions.
files, it will be the drive will be created, Google Drive will be created, and then it will be shared all the files and then videos. Yes, Manohar, tell me.
Yeah, from the architecture perspective, where can we see this staging area? It will be part of storage, or where do you see?
It's not part of storage. We cannot say that. It's like part of intermediate, the virtual warehouse.
Okay. Virtual warehouse will have some staging
Yep.
area is created.
What? Yes.
Okay. Okay. What would be the allocation? Like it will be based on our installation process, like how much can be the user staging?
There is no limitation. It's completely elastic, right? But we have one
Okay.
limitation here. The stages, the files, what we are going to keep, that
Mm,
topic came, right? That's why we're discussing. Otherwise, it will be in the next session.
mm,
The files will be stored, the stage. These files will
mm,
be available only for 14 days. After that, it
okay.
will be removed from the stage area. It will be in a
Mm,
table.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, otherwise, it's a lot of storage will be
Yep.
occupied unnecessarily. Yeah, very
Yeah.
good question.
So every 14 days, the cleanup will automatically runs and cleans up
Automatically,
the
it will
code.
run in the backend. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And this Snowflake is being
Mm.
installed on a Windows or any specific OS like Linux, and what OS it supports?
The CLI, it will support everywhere, like Windows and then
Okay.
Linux also it will support, but not in Mac.
Okay. And this Snowflake, this database,
Yeah,
Snowflake
this also can
database.
be done. So it's in a completely cloud only, right? So we are
Yeah.
not installing anything in our machine. It's like completely
Means
cloud platform. Yeah.
okay. There is means in the cloud also it should be some part of the operating system, right?
Like it
Uh,
will be in a AWS cloud, Azure cloud, and GCP.
You mean to say that in the cloud there is no OS being installed to install this
No, no, we will
Snowflake
no need,
database?
no need to worry about that.
Okay.
Automatically, the architecture will take care of that.
Okay. And this Snowflake, see every database or anything, it is being written on some of the other language, right? Either Java or C++. This
Mm.
database is being written on which language?
The back end, right?
Yeah, on the back end.
The user interface which you are seeing. So that is in .NET and combination of C Sharp.
Okay.
Can we ingest the data from Snowflake from external tools? Like yes, we can able to do that. All the ETLs it will support. Okay, there is no restriction. So an example, loading one table to another table file as per the table, multiple files possible. How can you do that table? Yeah, that is possible. We will see that, Sital. Yeah, I will show you the example also. External tools like Informatica. Yes, we can able to load the in so external tools. So from all the ETLs it will support, and all the reporting also it will support. We have videos but not the files. I will check once with the organizer today. Okay, so to like give update the link. Okay, don't worry about that. No longer does the file stages in user. This will be like the purge policy that is for the 14 days, guys. Okay. Total size of the virtual warehouse size, there is no limit, but the credit limits will be there. So every virtual warehouse, there will be a credit limit based on the utilization, but the file size utilization, there is no limit. But for the best practices, right, always we will use the less than 1 GB file, Kiran. Okay, the CLI, as we type, the help is provided. Yes, how to select the help text file warehouse name or table name. No need to select anything. By default, when you are typing, automatically the help text will come. Yeah, everything we can able to see that in the documentation. I mean, if you get any question, right? So for example, how to write a put command, everything you can go to click on a help. See this one, click on a help. This is a view Snowflake documentation. This is a library for us. Okay. For example, if you wanted to use a copy command or simple put command, you wanted to input command, right? So just type put command, then you will get so the put command with the example, what is a put command, how to use the put command. So with the examples you can able to see it here. Let me show you some examples. See this one, how to give the put command, right? everything, not only this. So if you try, for example, copy command, copy into, right? See this one, copy into. There will be examples of that. So how to use that, right? Copy into the implementation, what all the additional thing we can use, right? All these things you can get it. So with the examples, copy into from the stage, see this one, right? Okay. And
Yeah, Dinesh.
if you
This
compare
is
the
Mohan.
security of Snowflake and Azure, which is the better? Azure, we have Synapses, okay. And when it is coming to the security wise, right, all are providing the same level of security. Here, the more like security perspective, we will use business critical edition. So that will be more high level, like secured information, like HIPAA, tri security layer complaints. By default, it will take care. So almost all both are the same. Yeah. So when talking about security level, but pricing level, if you observe, the Snowflake is the better. Yes, Mohan. Tell me.
Yeah. So I have a couple of questions. I think the
Yes,
first one
yes.
is, are these stages are persistent or session based? I know part of my questions have already been answered.
Mm, mm, mm,
User
mm.
stage
Correct.
has actually persisted. So since you said
Mm,
like it will be available, the files are available at least 14 days, right? So the other stages, which is like a table stage
table
and
stage,
everything.
name
So
stage, all are same.
so all are same,
All
persisted
are
ones
same.
only.
Yes, yes.
So in that case,
Mm,
how much would be the pricing for that? I mean,
mm,
definitely we have to pay for the
mm.
storage, right?
Correct, correct. The
So
storage
how much?
for one terabyte per month, it is going to charge around $23.
Okay, okay. So is this based on the cloud that we choose at the initially? I
Yes,
mean,
exactly. There is a small variations based on the cloud provider and based on the region
okay,
provider. Okay,
okay,
I will give you the complete information on the pricing topic. We have a pricing topic here to discuss this one, pricing model, right? We are
okay,
going to
okay.
discuss in depth on that,
Yeah.
how the things is going to work in back.
Yeah, one more thing. The default behavior that you said, if
Mm,
we put the files into our user stage, by
mm,
default it will be compressed, right, with the
correct.
gzip.
Exactly. GZIP.
So is it a default behavior
Default,
or
default. It's a
okay?
default.
So we cannot control
We
that.
cannot, we cannot control.
Okay, so yeah, because if it is a gzip compressed files, so it cannot be splitted, right? So while it
Not,
is being loaded into the tables, it cannot be split.
yes, yes,
So
not
in that
possible.
case, if we have a huge single file, we cannot load into the table. It'll fail, I guess.
What we need to do is it has to be splitted in the source side, and then we have to like load.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's my one thing. And
Yeah,
the other
that's
one, so being reused by default. Okay. Limitation. Is there any limitations that for the user stage, like file size or something, or it simply allows us to copy in like 1 terabyte of file, single file?
mm, it means if I understand the question correctly, you are trying to tell one single file trying to load it from stage to the table, right?
Not stage to the table, because anyways it will fail. Uh, uh,
Mm,
what my question is
mm.
there any limitation on a single file that we copy from local to stage?
Local to stage, no, there is no limitation.
So
Mhm.
it'll allow
There, it will
any
allow.
size.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, it will
but
allow.
it fails when we
When we
copy
are
the data
processing a
into
copy
table.
command. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 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 That's all. I think all
Okay,
my
good.
questions are answered.
Good, good.
Thanks.
No, don't worry about all the questions, guys. What we are going to see is what are the questions you have in mind, right? It will be cleared in. So another next 2 sessions. Okay. So please practice on the daily basis.
Hey,
I will ask
one
the
last question.
upload the documents also today.
Finish. One last
Yes,
question
yes,
here.
yes.
So what are the files? I think I've seen a couple of questions, sorry, couple of files for the new user as well. We haven't actually copied anything into that user, that the test user you have just now created, right? So, but still we could see 2 files are there in that user stage.
That
One
is
is
not the
metadata
files.
file and one is some
That
other.
is related to worksheets.
Okay, so particular worksheets.
The particular worksheets.
What
That
if you open multiple worksheets for that user and see the session user stage?
that's fine. That's fine. Multiple worksheets also same user stage will be available.
Okay, so only the 2 files can will be created for all the worksheets are opened, is it?
Yes, yes, yes. 2 to 3 worksheets. You can able to see that.
Okay, okay. So we cannot see any data from that files.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Dinesh, one last question.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
have. In interface, we could see actually the 6 file types actually it supports, right? Command line supports more than that, or it would be the same?
In interface, if you observe 6 file types, yeah, okay. Command lines also it is same. There
It is
is
same.
no, yeah, it is same. There is no difference.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, yes. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Thank you all.